శ్రీ ముత్తవరపు వెంకటేశ్వరరావు కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ 2008 లో స్థాపించిన కళాశాలలో MBA, NAC A గ్రేడ్ మరియు ISO సర్టిఫికేషన్ సాధించిన మొట్టమొదటి కళాశాల శ్రీ ముత్తవరపు వెంకటేశ్వరరావు కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ త్వరలో అటానమస్ కాబోతోంది.
2014లో ISO గుర్తింపు, 2015లో రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వంచే A గ్రేడ్, 2016లో NAC A గ్రేడ్, ఇప్పుడు NBA సాధించిన సంస్థ శ్రీ ముత్తవరపు వెంకటేశ్వరరావు కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీ.
Good morning everyone. In the last classes we discussed about the rectifiers. Okay, introduction to the rectifiers, rectifier types, half-wave rectifier and full-wave rectifier. Okay, today I would like to explain half-wave rectifier parameters. Okay, parameters of the half-wave rectifier. Last class we discussed peak value of the load current. So peak value of the load current. Current means Im equal to, first of all, current equal to voltage by resistances. In this case, voltage equal to ESM, secondary voltage, ESM by RF plus RL plus RS. RF is the forward resistance, RL is the load resistance, and RS is the secondary winding of the transformer. In the half-wave rectifier, these three resistances are in there. RS is the resistance of the secondary winding of the transformer. RF is the forward resistance of the diode. Okay. If RS and RF are not given, suppose RS RF are not given, it should be neglected. We can calculate the Im. Next, first parameter, the average or DC voltage, DC value of the load current, EDC. It is obtained by the integration. Okay, we can calculate the DC voltage. It is obtained by the integration. Mathematically, current waveform can be described as IL equal to Im sin omega t. Okay, so limits, what are the limits? Only it can be exist only 0 to pi, only in the half-wave rectifier only positive half cycle only conduct, negative half cycle is neglected, does not conduct. Why? Because of the reverse bias. So in this case only limits 0 to pi. So IL exists only 0 to pi conditions. Okay, IL equal to Im sin omega t for 0 to pi, where IL equal to 0 for pi is limits pi to 2 pi. Omega t is in between pi to 2 pi, where Im equal to peak value of the load current. So IDC equal to, so total limits 1 by 2 pi integration, limits are 0 to 2 pi, one full cycle limits are 0 to 2 pi. IL d omega t, that is equal to 1 by 2 pi, limits 0 to 2 pi. IL means where IL equal to Im sin omega t, we know that. So substitute Im sin omega t d omega t. So as no current flows during the negative half cycle, that's why omega t equal to pi to omega t equal to 2 pi to change the limits of the integration. So IDC equal to, output exits only 0 to pi condition, that's why limits are taken 0 to pi. So 1 by 2 pi integration 0 to pi, same as it is Im sin omega t d omega t. So integration of sin omega t equal to minus cos omega t. So that is equal to Im by 2 pi minus cos omega t, limits are 0 to pi. Substituting the limits, So minus Im by 2 pi cos pi minus cos 0 equal to, so minus Im by 2 pi integration, so minus 1 minus Im by 2 pi cos pi value is minus 1, cos 0 is 1. So that is equal to IDC equal to Im by pi. That is the average value. Average value of the current IDC equal to Im by pi. Okay. Next, average DC load voltage. Voltage means EDC. That is equal to EDC. So it is the product of, voltage is the product of current and resistance. We know that. So it is the product of average DC load current and the load resistance RL. So EDC equal to IDC into RL. Substituting value of the IDC, that is equal to EDC equal to Im by pi. IDC means Im by pi. So Im by pi into RL. So IDC equal to Im by pi into RL. That is equal to Im into RL. So voltage into resistance, resistance into current. That means voltage. So ESM by RL plus RS into pi. Okay, into RL. Im. So the winding resistance of the RS and forward diode resistance RF are practically very small. Winding resistance RS and diode resistance RF practically very small compared to RL. So EDC equal to ESM by this one. But RF and RS are very small compared to RL. So EDC equal to ESM by pi. Okay. So average DC load current IDC equal to Im by pi. Average DC load current EDC equal to ESM by pi. Okay. Next parameter, RMS value of the load current, that is indicated by the IRMS. Okay. Root mean square. RMS means root mean square. The RMS means squaring, finding mean, and then finding square root. Hence RMS value of the load current can be obtained as, so IRS equal to square root of 1 by 2 pi as it is, integration 0 to 2 pi total limits, and Im sin omega t. So IL equal to Im sin omega t. So root mean square, that's why Im sin omega t whole square d omega t. So that is equal to, in this case, square root of 1 by 2 pi integration 0 to pi, so square Im sin omega t whole square. So that is equal to I square m sin square omega t d omega t. Okay. Substituting the, so sin square omega t equal to 1 minus cos 2 omega t. Substituting. So, and then limits. Substituting the limits. That is equal to Im square root of 1 by 2 pi into pi by 2. In this case, sin 2 pi equal to sin 0. That is equal to 0. Okay. Pi is cancelled. So, Im by 2. So, I RMS equal to Im by 2. Okay. So, average DC load current is the Im by pi. And second parameter, average DC load voltage is ESM by pi. And RMS value of the load current is Im by 2. Okay. And next one, DC power output. So DC power output equal to, in this case, this is the power output. So DC power output equal to indicated as PDC. Okay, so power equal to voltage into current. That's why PDC equal to EDC into IDC. Power is also I square R. Okay, that's why I square DC into RL. So DC power output I square DC into RL. IDC also known. So IDC, average DC load current, that is equal to Im by pi. So Im by pi whole square into RL, that is equal to I square M by pi square into RL. Okay, so PDC equal to I square M by pi square into RL, where Im equal to, suppose Im equal to, this can be also written as ESM by RF plus RL plus RS. That's why PDC equal to E square SM into RL by pi square RF plus RL plus RS whole square. That is the DC power output. Next one, AC power input, PAC. AC is the input, DC is the output in the rectifier which converts AC to DC. AC is the input and DC is the output. So AC power input, PAC, equal to the power input taken from the secondary of the transformer is the power supplied to three resistances, namely load resistance RL and the load resistance RF and winding resistance is the RS. The average, the AC power is given by total three resistances in the half-wave rectifier. So first one transformer, secondary transformer resistance RS and diode resistance RF and load resistance is the RL. So PAC equal to, so this is the AC condition, that's why we are taken IRMS value. So I square RMS, P means power, power equal to I square R. So PAC equal to I square RMS R, and these three resistances are taken. So RL plus RF plus RS. So IRMS equal to Im by 2 for the half wave. So PAC equal to, substituting IRMS equal to Im by 2, substituting I square Im by 4. So IRMS equal to Im by 2, substituting I square RMS. So I square M by 4 into RL plus RF plus RS. That is the AC power input. And next one, rectifier efficiency. The rectified efficiency is defined as the ratio of output DC power to the input AC power. Output DC power to the input AC power. So eta equal to, efficiency is denoted by eta. So DC power output by AC input power. Okay, that is equal to PDC by PAC. So efficiency equal to PDC, just already known, I square M by pi square into RL. PAC, I square M by 4 into RF plus RL plus RS. Okay, that is equal to, efficiency equal to 0.406 by 1 plus RF plus RS by RL. Okay, if RF plus RS is less than RL, we get the maximum theoretical efficiency of the half-wave rectifier as 0.406 into percentage of the efficiency is equal to 0.406 into 100. That means 40.8%. 6%. So efficiency is the 40.6%. So in the off-air rectifier, maximum efficiency 40.6 AC power gets converted into DC power in the load. Only 40.6 AC that is converted into the DC power. If the efficiency of the rectifier is 40%, when that happens to the maintaining remaining 60% of the power, it is present in terms of ripples in the output, which is fluctuating component present in the output. Ripple means fluctuating the component. In the off-air rectifier, only 40% of the AC power is converted into the DC power. So very small, efficiency is very small. The more the rectifier efficiency, less are the ripple content in the output. Ripple means fluctuating the components present in the output. Okay. Next one, ripple factor. So ripple factor, it is seen in the output of the rectifier. So of a rectifier, it is not a pure DC. Ripple means it's not a pure DC. It is a pulsating DC. The output contains pulsating components is called as the ripples. So pulsating components, output contains the pulsating components is called the ripples. It is very important, ripple factor. So ideally there should not be any ripples in the rectifier output. The measure of such ripples present in the output is with the help of the factor is called the ripple factor. Okay, it tells how smooth is the output. Smaller the ripple factor, closer the output to the pure DC. That's why. So ripple factor is small is the advantage. The ripple factor expresses how such a successful the circuit is in obtaining the pure DC from the AC input. Okay. Definition is, mathematically ripple factor is defined as the ratio of RMS value of the AC component in the output to the average or DC component present in the output. So ripple factor gamma equal to RMS value of the AC component of the output by average or DC component of the output. Okay. Now the output current is composed of AC component as well as the DC component. Suppose IAC equal to RMS value of the AC component present in the output. IDC means DC component present in the output. IRMS means RMS value of the total output current. So IRMS equal to square root of I square AC plus I square DC, where IAC equal to square root of I square RMS minus I square DC. Okay, these are all the IAC equal to square root of I square RMS by I square DC. So ripple factor equal to AC by DC kada. So IAC by IDC. Substituting IAC equal to this one, this equation, by I square RMS minus I square DC by IDC. So that is equal to square root of IRMS by IDC whole square minus 1. Okay. This is the general expression for the ripple factor and can be used for any rectified circuit. So now the off-air rectifier are IRMS equal to Im by 2, substituting the values IRMS and IDC. In the off-air rectifier, IRMS equal to Im by 2 and IDC equal to Im by pi, substituting. So gamma equal to, we get the 1.21. This indicates that the ripple contents in the output or 1.211 times the DC component. Okay, and ripple factor for the off-wave rectifier off-wave is very high, which indicates that off-wave circuit is a poor converter of AC to DC. Okay, and next one, PIV, peak inverse voltage. The peak inverse voltage, inverse, okay, the peak inverse voltage is the peak voltage across the diode in the reverse direction. Inverse means reverse direction. That means that is equal to, when the diode is reverse biased, peak inverse voltage is the peak voltage across the diode in reverse direction. That means when the diode is reverse biased. Okay, in the off-wave rectifier, the load current is ideally 0. When the diode is reverse biased, and hence maximum value of the voltage that can be exit across the diode is nothing but the ESM. So, PIV of the diode ESM equal to maximum value of the secondary voltage. Okay, that is equal to pi EDC by IDC, where IDC equal to 0 for the off-wave rectifier. This is called the PIV rating of the diode. So, diode must be selected based on this PIV rating and the circuit specifications. And another one, next parameter, TUF, transformer utilization factor. Okay, this is the transformer utilization factor. The factor which indicates how much is the utilization of the transformer in the circuit is called the transformer utilization factor. Once again repeat this. The factor which indicates how much is the utilization, okay, of the transformer, how much is the utilization of the transformer in the circuit is called as the transformer utilization factor. The TUF is defined as the ratio of DC power delivered to the load to the AC power rating of the transformer. Okay, while calculating the AC power rating, it is necessary to consider the RMS value of the AC voltage and current. So, the TUF for off-wave rectifier can be obtained as AC power rating of the transformer equal to ERMS into IRMS. Okay, ERMS into IRMS, voltage into current, power equal to voltage into current. Okay, AC, so that's why taken RMS. ERMS equal to ESM by root 2, IRMS equal to IM by 2, substituting. So, ESM into IM by 2 root 2. Okay, remember that the secondary voltage is purely sinusoidal. Hence, its RMS value is 1 by root 2 times the maximum value, while the current is the half sinusoidal. So, in the off-wave rectifier, the current is half sinusoidal. Hence, its RMS value is 1 by 2 of the maximum. So, DC power delivered to the load equal to I square DC into RL, where IDC equal to Im by pi whole square into RL. So, TUF equal to already known DC power delivered to the AC power rating of the transformer. Substituting this DC power and AC power. Okay, so TUF equal to 0.287. TUF value is 0.287. The value of TUF is low value, 0.2 is the low value, which shows that the off-wave circuit, the transformer is not fully utilized. In the off-wave rectifier, transformer is not a fully utilized. Only TUF value is 0.287. Okay, and next one, voltage regulation. So voltage regulation is the secondary voltage should not change with the respect to the load current. The voltage regulation is the factor which tells us about the change in the DC output voltage as the load changes from the no load to full load condition. This is the voltage regulation. Okay, no load to full load. So if VDC equal to VDC no load equal to DC value on no load, VDC FL equal to DC voltage on full load. So the voltage regulation is defined as voltage regulation equal to VDC no load minus VDC full load by VDC full load into 100. Okay, voltage regulation is the DC voltage on no load minus DC voltage on full load by DC voltage on full load. Okay, less the value of the voltage regulation, better is the performance of the rectified circuit. So VDC no load equal to ES sum by pi. So VDC full load equal to V, and V means current into resistance. Which current? DC current. So IDC into RL. So IDC into RL. IDC means Im by pi. So Im by pi into RL. So Im equal to ESM by RF plus RS plus RL. Substituting. Okay. So percentage of R. So these two are taken into 100. So percentage of regulation equal to RF plus RS by RL into 100. So neglecting the winding resistance, R equal to RF by RL into 100. Okay, ideally the load regulation is 0. The ideal value of the RF is 0 in the forward biased condition. In the half-wave rectifier, disadvantages of the half-wave rectifier. Okay, advantages and disadvantages. Okay, only one diode is sufficient. In the half-wave rectifier, only one diode is sufficient. Okay, the circuit is easy to design. This is the advantage of the half-wave rectifier. No center tap on the transformer is necessary. No center tap transformer is used in the half-wave rectifier, and the circuit is easy to design, and only one diode is sufficient. So, and disadvantages of the half-wave rectifier. The ripple factor is 1.21. The ripple factor of the half-wave rectifier circuit is 1.21, which is quite high. The output contains lot of varying components. Okay, ripple factor is the main disadvantage. And second one, maximum theoretical rectification efficiency is only 40%. The practical value will be less than this. So this indicates that the half-wave rectifier circuit is quite inefficient. Okay, and the third one, the circuit has low transformer utilization factor, TUF, showing that the transformer is not fully utilized. Okay, and the last disadvantage, the DC current is flowing through the secondary winding of the transformer, which may cause DC saturation of the core of the transformer. So, to minimize the saturation, transformer size have to be increased accordingly. This increases the cost. Okay, transformer size is increased. That's why increases the cost. These are all the disadvantages of the half-wave rectifier. Okay, In the next class we have seen full wave rectifier. Okay.